Hi everyone, welcome back to pitchIN Pod. I'm your moderator for the day, Kai Bin, the head of ECF from pitchIN. So in today's discussion, we'll be exploring our speakers' favorite movies that have been valuable in their fundraising and investment journey. So if you are looking to begin your own fundraising and investment journey, please tune in. You might learn a thing or two from the recommendations shared by the speakers here. Enjoy! So before we begin, let's begin with a brief introduction of the speakers we have with us today. So firstly, we have Penny from AISB.
Hi, I'm Penny from Ascension Innovation. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer and I'm from Data Sonic Group Berhad, and I gain insight in corporate strategy and governance in the tech industry. I transitioned into entrepreneurship only in 2023. That's where I got to know pitchIN.
All right, thanks. Then next we have Edmund from Tupai.
Hi, I'm from Tupai.ai. We are trying to help kids with math with a fully autonomous AI math teacher where kids can ask any of their questions, do as much practice problems, and prepare for exams, all while being helped by a friendly squirrel.
Thank you. Then next we have Mumu from Ribbon.
Hi everyone, I'm Mumu, M-U-M-U Mumu, and I'm the founder and CEO of Ribbon App. So what Ribbon does is we are Rent a Friend platform. Yes, you heard it right, Rent a Friend platform, social networking platform. And it's the largest and the first and the only one who is doing it in Malaysia. And currently we have 50,000 users across Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand and Taiwan and also Japan.
All right.
Please take my money.
He needs some extra friends.
Yes. Never enough.
Interesting.
Before entering the finance industry, was there any specific movies about finance that sparked your interest in the field? And is there specifically any scenes that left a lasting impression on you? So maybe we can begin with Penny.
In all honesty, I dislike finance, But somehow when I went to college, that my auntie and uncle told me being in accounting or finance is the safest industry. So that's where people say lam sap the tao, where you actually went into the line out of nothing. So I started my career in accounting actually. Although I have a degree in banking and finance, but all many years I've been in the corporate line doing accounting, then corporate reporting and all. So the movie that struck me most recently, actually, it was after I started working, and it's actually the Startup. A Korean drama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie?
Not me. I do.
I think it's years ago when they first aired.
In 2020, actually.
Not me.
Yeah. So that's where it was led by the CEO Seo Dao-mi. She's a lady. So I said, hey, a lady can also be involved in tech industry. Why not me? So that's where it sparked my interest.
Wait. So your auntie and uncle, they asked you to join finance because it was the safest thing to do.
Yeah.
And then you become an entrepreneur.
No. I got into accounting line and then did corporate reporting, blah, blah, blah.
And then you become an entrepreneur. It's like...
Clearly the advice from the auntie and uncles didn't work out well.
Over the heads, right?
Okay.
No, because it's like so many hours of working for other people. Why not for myself?
I agree.
True.
I agree.
So Edmund, since you agreed, what's your take on this?
What movies inspired me?
Yeah.
So I wrote a long list because you made me think over the weekend, Kai Bin. Okay, so all of this are actually based on real life. So because fiction, a bit hard to get inspiration from real life storyline.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched Eddie the Eagle?
No, not for me.
You guys got to watch Eddie the Eagle. He's this totally unathletic, hopeless guy, right? That went to the Olympics and represented England for ski jump. Like the guy can't jump for nuts, never jumped before, and then years later he joined the England Olympic team.
Yep.
That was really inspiring for me because I'm surrounded by family that tells me that's very conservative, right? Business is, my dad always tells me, I think when I'm growing up, so many times he tells me, no, business is very risky or you can lose everything, It's, well, yeah. That's what I say, right? But it's not true. Don't believe the hype, right? And Eddie the Eagle doesn't listen to anyone, right? He's like, no, I can go. Although the guy walks funny, looks funny, ends up going to the Olympics and representing his country.
Yep.
So I think that movie, if I were to start with that movie, it really taught me, look, we should do the things that really matter to us, no matter what everyone else says. And even if we fail, that's fine, right? We still get closer and we still become a better person.
Correct.
So,
And you fail at doing what you love.
yes.
Is that movie fiction or is it based?
No, it's
on-
real. It's real.
It's
Yeah,
real
yeah.
story. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I should watch it out because I really like true event movies like that.
Underdog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 Miles.
The success of the underdog.
Yeah.
The rise and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Yes, so Mumu, since you mentioned you like these kind of themes of movies, was there
that's
any
my
specific movie you had in mind?
No, actually, I'm not a finance person. I'm not good at math. Okay, we have a math professor right
Hey,
here.
no. I'm not good at maths.
I'm trying to promote
But that's
you.
why
I'm
I
trying to
made
help
the
promote you. Yeah, I'm not good at numbers and finance, but like what Penny just mentioned actually, hits me really hard because when you go into venture your own business, you become entrepreneur, you really need to be, not like fully understand what the number is, but you need to where you guys are going, right? So it's really hard for me, and also like even in doing stage sharing and also doing interview like this, it's not really my thing. I was a really shy person, but sai sap ko tao, you just mentioned, right? It's like your hair is already wet.
Yep.
There's no way to U-turn, so you have to force yourself to get up to like a gaming, like playing game. You need to gain experience, level up, and then you become a better person, become a better entrepreneur. So I don't watch financials movie, but I like something that always like keep my fires burning, like exciting one, boxing, and also the 8 Miles by Eminem. So looking them how they from underdogs and then getting up there, it's pretty much something related to all the entrepreneurs. So like we're starting from the ground and then challenges hit, setback, maybe partnerships, conflict and stuff. I watch all the movies to keep me motivated and inspired.
I see.
So you're the type that cries after these kind of movies or not? In the
Uh,
movie, you're
Did
like,
you cry after
like
watching
wiping,
Titanic?
like
No. I'm not a cry person, but I feel a lot of powers from the movie like that. So I walk to the cinema by myself, like maybe two times a week, just enjoy the movie.
So you're an avid movie goer.
Yeah,
you got
when
the right person here today.
Yeah, I'm sure he has a lot of niche
That's why
movies.
I founded Ribbon, because I don't have to go by myself. I can.
Oh, very nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
Today I want to.
Very nice.
Yeah. I ran a friend. Movie companion. Movie
Yeah, you
companion.
need someone to steal your popcorn, right? Otherwise, where's the fun of watching a movie?
Yeah.
I like meeting new people.
So you meet two people every week lah.
Not really. Sometimes, just sometimes.
No, he has unlimited use of the app. Different.
It's my own apps right now. It's my own apps right now.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
I see. Okay. Then would you say that these characters and movie genres is something that you look up to whenever you face a similar situation in your own entrepreneurship journey? Like when you face setbacks, you take a look at these characters and you learn how to bounce back and keep going forward.
Of course.
Definitely.
I think. Look, I think what we do is hard lah. It's hard lah. It's not the easiest thing lah to be an entrepreneur and so actually as because it's so hard, right? We need that extra dose of
Motivation.
positivity and I think going for a run or going for riding a bike or whatever is one way to do it. Meeting friends is one way to do it. Watching good movies is another way to do that.
Yep. To relieve stress and give you some push when it's on a bad day and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you
That's
have a motivational filter to filter out the most motivational friends? So
I don't really take motivational as my dose, because it only lasts. Sometimes motivational is only lasts like a days.
yeah,
So we need to, because I'm an exercise person. I also like exercise, waking up, putting my kids to school, and then I go back to my place and do exercise every day. So just to it's not. People ask me about the question: is it what motivates you to do this? It's actually is not the motivations, because motivations keeps you only like alive 2 days, 3 days. You get the dose for a little bit, right? Dopamine's coming out. But it is. I think it's the persistence. It's like the lifestyle. It's pretty much like entrepreneurship. You're doing it because it's what you are, so you can keep going.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. Understood. Okay. Then as back to as Penny, you mentioned Startup was a movie that sort of sparked your interest and inspired you. Maybe just for the viewers, a quick brief introduction about Startups is it was a South Korean drama that followed the lives of young aspiring entrepreneurs trying to make it in the competitive world of the tech startup. So the world was depicted in a fictional Silicon Valley-like background in South Korea, where there was a lot of innovation, risk, and ambition. So in Startup, they depict the struggle of competing against established companies. So I'm sure you all face such similar challenges where you had to stand out against a bigger competitor in fundraising or investment efforts. So perhaps Penny, you could share if you have faced a similar challenge like that.
Oh, definitely. I mean, when you first got into pitchIN, right? For my case, it was like I don't even know how to prepare a pitch deck. I mean, I do prepare management reports for internal management purposes. But when it comes to pitch for funders, I was like, okay, I did a Google search and all, and then there's a set of templates. But when it comes to, like, for example, we were given a slot to pitch to MTDC. They gave you a template of only 10 slides. Can you imagine telling your whole story in 10 slides? For my business, although we are in digital health tech, it's about clinical management solutions for clinics. And then we also have patient app, we also have doctors app. So each of the app, you also need time to talk about the features and benefits and why we need the funding, where to reach out and all. So yeah, it was a learning curve for me. MTDC was one. Then I'm actually grateful that pitchIN actually arranged a few meetings. Also, we had, I remember we had an opportunity to also present to MBAN, Malaysian Business Angel Network. Although we didn't win the competition, but it is the experience, the exposure, what to look at when investors, when you pitch for funds from investors. So these are the setbacks that I faced.
Understood. I hope you learned a thing or two that pitchIN has helped contribute to your learning curve, especially in terms of the fundraising and investment journey. So, Edmund, how about you?
So the question was about our larger competitors, right?
Yes.
How do we
compete against them in the fundraising space?
What's the crazy thing? So in Malaysia, just to share with you how crazy things have become, there are so many schools around the Klang Valley, right?
Yep.
Where more than 80% of their kids fail math. These are public schools, secondary.
You're one of the. He's one of the potential customers.
Potential customer. I got 0 on my math.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm really that bad.
I made this for you, lah.
Yeah, that's why I keep talking to you.
Yeah. Oh wow. And it's crazy, right? That so many kids are struggling. And the fact that we see this in Klang, we see this in Puchong, we see this in Cheras, we see this in schools in PJ, right? Urban areas. So what does this mean, right? This means, right, that whatever solutions there are on the market, I mean, I know we're all trying, but none of us are really solving this problem, right? And we're all struggling to solve this problem. It actually means that when fundraising, right, there is actually very little competition, because our goal is nationwide change of the education narrative, the ability to flood our schooling systems with accessible teachers, right? So that's our narrative. And as far as we can see, no one else really has that narrative. And I wish we did. I wish more of us did. That more of us would have that national, nation-changing goals, right? And then we'd have some real, huge competition then. But right now, not so much so, no. And so, I think when we pitch, our ideas seem very fresh, seem very new. And I think for us, it's a first mover advantage. I think we're the first AI math tutor in Malaysia at all. So we're the first mover. So we hope to, capitalize on that and to, get people excited over the future of Malaysian education.
Yeah. Definitely. I think, as you mentioned, it's something that really helps with the entire education mandate. With how things are, with a lot of parents maybe complaining about differing quality of teachers in various schools. And then, parents nowadays being both working adults, they probably don't have time to monitor their education curriculum for kids as well. So I would say it's great to have such platforms around.
Cool. Thank you.
Then, it must have been easier for you in terms of your fundraising journey, where it's less competition and it's not like a boring
Actually,
idea.
to be fair, it was still very hard. Which is why watching something like the social network, right? It's very frustrating because there's so much money floating around in the tech ecosystem in the States. Like so much money. A college guy could come out, raise money from some of the biggest entrepreneurs in America and raise a huge amount, right? With barely batting an eyelid and sweating, In Malaysia, right? So every VC we've ever approached has said no.
You need to knock on door and knee down to beg for the money.
Wow. Thankfully, I think not so bad lah. But every venture capitalist we've ever approached has come back and told us we need to see traction first, right?
Yeah.
We need to see
Yeah,
you
fair
have
point.
customers first. But we're like, we need to build it first before we can have customers lah, right? So we
Chicken and egg.
need we need backing now, not. Well, okay,
Later
we need
on.
backing later, so lah. It's
I always heard the phrase like, why do I still need you guys when we are already there?
Yeah.
We need you here, right? So if we're already here, I don't need the money and we don't have resources.
It's like insurance.
Yeah.
Why did you promise me an umbrella when it's already raining? I need the umbrella now. You
Right
see.
now.
Yeah. People complain about that with a bank loan also, right? You need the money, because you need the money,
Yeah,
you
I
cannot
don't
get the
need
money.
the money when I'm rich.
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay.
So it's very frustrating to watch the social network. There's so much money floating around, and I think that's the one thing that's missing from Malaysian ecosystem.
Yeah.
Which I think that's why pitchIN exists, lah, right?
To bridge the gap between companies like yourself, good ideas, good founders, but you just need that boost of support
yes.
to reach to
Correct.
where you are.
Correct.
While generally the more established institutions out there might be less willing to put out money without so-called traction.
Yeah. So most of our early investors are all angels. They've seen us bang our heads on the education wall for the last decade, and most of them come from there. So they know we're serious lah. They really want to do this lah.
Yeah.
So that in that sense,
Good for
because thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Because we have that credibility over the last decade, that makes it slightly easier for us today.
Okay. All right, thanks. Then for Mumu, would you say your experience is similar to Edmund in a sense where your business model is also sort of a first mover advantage? You're the only one in Malaysia doing it.
That's why when you talk about like the first mover advantage, I kind of relate. I kind of can relate. And also back to the topic, like you were asking, we're talking about the K-drama things, right? I
Yes.
actually watched it
Oh, you watched
during the
that
time. I think it was like 20
20s.
something, right? The reason I watch it because I usually don't watch drama or series because it hooks you up. When you get addicted and it hook you up, it's gonna take a lot of your energies and times.
Yep.
So I tend to not watch series, but go for movie. Yeah, but that one is different because there was the time when everybody's hiding at home. It was MCO. It
Yes,
was
during
MCO.
COVID.
So we actually started Ribbon. We bring up the ideas during the before COVID, December 2019. I remember.
Oh.
Yeah, because I really enjoy like traveling around the world and meeting new friends. And the reason I founded Ribbon is because every time when I travel, the best memory that I brought back with me, it's always the local. It's always the local because they are the gyms. They know where to take you to, the place, the bar, the hidden place, and the way they talk. That's how we learn the cultures. So I was thinking maybe we could have something like this in Malaysia. It's a channel to connect people from visiting Malaysia, and at the same time, the people, the users in our apps, they're not doing it for free. It's their time and their contributions are being valued. They're being paid. It's like you can think of it like Airbnb. So Airbnb product is the property and the houses. Our product is the local people.
Yep.
So if you open up Ribbon, we are the first who blend tourism with social networking apps, social networking theme. So in the apps, you can actually look for fun places to play, restaurant, and also places to hang out. And at the same time, if you don't want to go by yourself, you can look for the local. That's how we come up with the business idea. So we call it Rent a Friend because it's a gimmick. And we are the first one who do. Of course, we get all the advantage. Nice. So when we first launched, everybody is talking about it. And it's so easy to search. You just go on, Google, type Ribbon. We were everywhere on the news, Chinese news, the biggest one, and the English, and even the Malay one.
Yep.
So I watched that one because it was MCO, and one of my founders, she's a girl, and she said, "Oh, this is something you have to watch. It's something related to the tech." And then it's after I watch it, my note was, I found that this is more like a love story, like a love story. But I like how they what inspired me in the movie is I think they put together the right team.
Yes.
Yeah, the right people. Because it's so competitive in the world of business and even in the drama, fundraising and everything, you need to put in the right people. And this is also what I learned along with pitchIN and starting up business and stuff. I'm a lazy person.
Yeah.
I'm really are. When I was in my school time, I don't really do my homework, but I hire people to do my homework for.
Wow.
Yeah, really. Then how do I make the money to hire?
Outsourcing since young.
Yeah, outsourcing. So when I was in my high school, I always look for the people who are easy to talk to easy to convince. It is like when you try to pitch, you need to pitch to the right people, right?
Yeah.
So I talked to the top 5 students from my class. So they were mostly girls. Girls are much easier to convince. I'm not sure why. If guy, hey brother, can you do my homework? They're like, nah, no.
You're probably equally as lazy as well.
No, you need to find a way to do the things, right? So I'm not good at my homework. I'm not good at exam. I'm not good at books and study. So I just look for the right people to do it. So how do I make the money to pay them? It's actually I love drawing comics books. So they always. My friends, they always like my classmate, my mate. They always like, can I watch the comics that you draw? Where is it right now? And then they always come back to me. Hey, I need the new story. I need the new chapter. So from there, I rent my book out for 50 cents, and then I photocopy them. I photocopy them and make it like 10. So I earn 5 ringgit, right? I just kind of like rent it out and then get book back and I rent it out again. That's how I make the money, and I pay for the my employee to do my own employees for lunch and pocket money. So when I always being called to the principal's room, why are all your homeworks are different handwriting?
How do you answer that?
No, I got all the that's how I started, and then I started
Left
thinking,
hand, right hand.
when I founded Ribbon, you gotta find someone who know programming, right? And then someone who are good in maybe meeting people, connect the right people to pitchIN, and then who's gonna do the pitch deck. I don't know how to do, but I know someone who does. So I just look for the right people, put together the strong team, and that's how we form.
Okay. Think that's a good topic of discussion, and continuing on to building the right team, and also with the movie that Edmund mentioned, The Social Network. So I think the Social Network is a more prominent movie, I would say, where the story revolves around how Mark Zuckerberg built Facebook, and capturing how the film talks about everything from raising angel investments to managing equity splits among co-founders. So as equally important as building a right team, there was a scene in The Social Network where one of the Facebook co-founders, Eduardo Severin, sues Mark Zuckerberg after being ousted from the company. Instead of addressing Severin's discussions about different visions, Zuckerberg got influenced by Sean Parker and decides to just dilute his co-founder's shares to minimize his stake. So on this topic, we see founders conflicting over vision and about how they should run the company and about the equity stake. If you were in a situation where you had differing views and direction with another co-founder, how would you approach resolving it? Penny, what's your thoughts on this?
Okay. This also, I would like to thank pitchIN. It's because of being in pitchIN, I was advised to actually get help from legal, and we looked into documents where we can actually also make sure that although there are just a few of us, we have documents prepared for all the co-founders, just to make sure that everybody knows what role to play and all. Just in case of any unwanted situation in the future, then at least it's all documented. You have agreed to this prior to that, you know. Then at least when it comes to later stages, should there be any disagreement, it's already all stated in black and white. So that's one lesson that you can learn from the social network, because the two brothers didn't get the agreement documented at all.
Yeah. So it's all verbal agreement. Then I trusted you as a friend, and then we built this together. But down the road, when money comes into play, investment comes in, that's when people start having discussions about, hey, I think I deserve this, but the other party has differing views.
Yep.
So yep.
But one thing that Mark did also about intellectual property, I was like, hey, there's no way you can actually document your intellectual property, because it's different. Different people have different set of thoughts, different way of doing things. So that is another question that is bogging me. Technology is totally different. You and I can be working on the same project, but how we approach it is totally different depending on our experiences. Agree?
Yep. Yep. So Edmund, since you watch the Social Network as well, what are your views and take on managing conflicts between
I was a bit more like
co-founders?
Edward Severin lah. In a sense, no, I mean not exactly. But I kicked myself out of the company I founded, simply because the funders had. I have to be very vague here, because again, I don't want to stir up
You
the
don't
pot.
want to name, right?
No, I know, and plus I'm actually very grateful for ultimately everything that's happened and has been done. Yeah. So I'm going to be very vague here, but I kicked myself out of a previous company because me and the funders just did not see eye to eye, right? We wanted very different things, and at one point I realized that it was no longer the company I could use to forward my vision for education. So I just left. Here's the shares. And I was a bit younger and stupider then, maybe I shouldn't have here's the shares. But I was just happy to move on. And so this actually taught me such a valuable lesson, in that I needed to find a co-founder that had the same values as I did. And I did, right? Now Andre's the best co-founder, I tell you. He's amazing, right? He does everything I don't want to do. I do everything he doesn't want to do.
So you complement each other.
Yeah. It's wonderful. And we have the same values. He's in it for the education. He's in it for the kids. And we're all aligned that in order to really help these kids, we have to be profitable as a business, so that we never depend on anybody else's money to achieve the goals that we have. So the crazy thing is, we've been working together for more than a year. I don't think we've had a serious argument ever. We've all just been chugging along. So, and that comes, I think, from having similar values, because with these values and with a cohesive goal, right, that everybody works towards, then what happens is all sorts of disagreements we have is actually technically minor. Can work out one, because we have that same goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ultimate long-term vision is the same. You all are on the same path and agree. So I think a lot of the smaller disagreements is just to work out the technical side of the business and things like that.
That's right.
Okay, that's good to hear. And Mumu, you mentioned how much the importance of building a team. How have you built a team with your other co-founders, or the rest of the management team members of your business?
Yeah, I think I watched the Social Network twice. First, I'm not sure when the first time, I think it was a long time ago. And the time I watched, I was still a college student or university students. Yeah, I don't have a lot of feelings from it. I've just, I watch it for entertainment purposes. And then the second time I watch it, maybe I was at the age of having my own career and started my business. And then, picking up the right team, because you don't want to have, because working on business is already so hard, and then you still have to deal with all the things, your part, all the screw up thing that your partners give it to you. It's even more it's exhausting. So from what I learned, I think I just got lucky. Or maybe I'm a good person. So people around me are always tend to be good person also. So good vibe, good energy. So people who I attract are not so bad vibe, I would say. Yeah. So people who come to me always try to help me. So even though I have done stupid things, make stupid mistakes, but my team, they never really try to sue me or try to why you do this, why you do that. Yeah, they're not that type. They just they're like, okay, if this happened, let's just solve it. They are very supportive.
Very nice.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm, as a person who, try to hold the whole company, try to bring it up. It's already have a huge, responsible on our shoulders. And then you have a supporting team, which is so understanding and supportive. Sometimes you feel like you have, you gain the power from there and believe you guys share the same faith. Even though we're still growing, we're not making a lot of monies and stuff, but they still, stick with me from the very beginning till now, and we're still working on it, and we're seeing some, good results also. People, from other countries, email us, try to talk to us, how's your business doing? Maybe we are interested to, merge or buy over kind of stuff. But we're still holding it. We're still trying to grow because we believe, and not to say we can someday become as huge tech giant like Facebook, but what we're doing is kind of, I can kind of relate it because they are Facebook doing it's social networking, but we also trying to find a new way to redefine social networking, meeting up the real people. So what we're trying to implement here is trying let people to have meaningful relationship, meaningful friendship, a safe one, and also just to connect like Facebook.
I see. I think be it whether the business model is similar to Facebook or not, I think anyone in the tech space or building their own startup, of course, dreams and aspires of becoming the Facebook of their industry one day. So I think that's nothing wrong to feel like thinking of you wanting to be like Facebook, because I think everyone would definitely want to, no matter what business they are building. So I think Mumu, as you mentioned, having the vision of building the extra layer on top of social networking, I think you are quite clear of the vision that you're having. But what kind of principles guide your decision making when there's a risk of losing control over this vision?
There's no guarantee ways to not screw it up, but I don't know. I mean, I have made so many wrong decisions, stupid one, and causes conflict. But you just have to face what it's happening. You stand at the front and bring the people to talk. Let's solve this out. And there's no guarantee way to screw it up. I would say. But when things screw up, you just have to be the person who to talk it out and solve the whole thing. Yeah, no guarantee mathematic. No guarantee method. Yeah.
Okay. So it's more of like sticking to your own goals and visions, and then sticking to the principle that this will get you where you are, and you just put your faith in it and believe that it will turn out.
One time I told my team we're going to build this ribbon, this whole thing's up. It's putting all of them into the ship, and then we just sailed it out, and then until somewhere at the middle when we got no directions, I would just say, okay, here we are, so do your thing, I'm already here. I thought you have the visions and the directions and everything. Yeah, I talked you guys in, but now you guys have to build, you have to build the engine, you have to build whatever features and everything, and make the ship, make the whole team to go further. I'm the one who brought you guys in. Yeah, our directions is there. I know we're going to reach the moon, but now the ship, we need more engines and new features to get there. I feel like I'm the one who talk everyone's in, drawing the big picture, come in, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. So when we are there, okay, I'm lost, so let's see what we can do. Yeah, I kind of find a new ways or new solutions somewhere there, because things change, things pivot so fast, and when you reach a certain point of like let's say your marketing plan doesn't work, what you're gonna do? To be honest, I am not like I do not have all the answers. Even like investor ask me, so what you gonna do about this and how you gonna exit and everything. Sometimes I just go honest. I don't want to like force promise a lot, because this is what happened when people pitch. They overpromise too much.
Yep.
And from what I see, when I try to see what people is pitching, I think this guy is, going overboard. He's promising too much. And when get to the end of it, they never deliver, then the thing's gonna come back to them. So I go straight to them. This is super dangerous. It's super risky, and we are the first one who do. I have no experience, but if you like the ideas and you believe in what we are doing, the teams and stuff, maybe you can support me as, I don't know, as a Malaysian or a business who are trying to bring new things to the society. Yeah, and then but I also told them that if it's super risky, you're going to lose all the money. Some of them are just like, oh, I like this guy. I like how the way he pitched. I just want to invest in it because he dared to like talk about the truth and stuff.
Honesty.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. So you never know how it turns out.
Yeah. Understood. Yeah. I think with talking about how uncertainty and potential things changing and all that. I would like to bring it to one of the most recognized films about finance, which is The Big Short. So I think it illustrates how the 2008 financial crisis would, caused by the housing market collapse and risky financial practices leading to a general macroeconomic crash in the US and then trickling down to the rest of the world as well. So what key factors do you think that could trigger such a crisis, and what advice would you give to potential founders or investors to prepare for such potential changes? Edmund, what do you think?
Well, I mean, this is.
Have you watched the movie?
I did. Oh yeah. No. I watched this one. I remember being very upset, offended, because basically how the housing crisis happened in the US is banks basically started giving off loans, right? Subprime loans. So basically loans to people who didn't deserve, like they can't manage their money well enough yet. Here's the bank's going, here's more money.
Yeah.
Right? They bought houses they couldn't afford at interest rates that were too high. And so what happens is when the market collapsed, right? And so what The Big Short taught me was that the incentives in the company has to be right? In this case, right, the banks were incentivized to actually give out as much and as many loans as possible. So people would just at that point in time, right? They were just rubber stamping and just you want to
take whatever you want,
and then the CEO gets a big bonus at the end of the year, things like that, right? So the incentives in the company has to be right. They have to be incentivized for results, not in this case, not just plain sales, right? It taught me about incentives, but it also taught me The Big Short. When it comes back to fundraising, right? So the main guy there, I can't remember his name now.
From the movie?
Yeah, from the movie. So he's the guy that plays the short, right? That everybody else.
Michael Burry.
Michael what?
Burry.
Michael Burry. Yes, he's the one who plays the short. So the lesson I learned from that is that it's much easier for him to be able to do things like this because he actually has credibility. Right? And it's such a huge thing to have credibility as an entrepreneur, right? He's been doing this for many years. He's had many successful trades. He has this successful fund, and now they believe in him. So when he goes and does like crazier things, right? People are much more willing to believe him, and it's because of that credibility that he has built over the years. And that's a lesson for us as well, right? When we are a fresh entrepreneur, nobody believes in us. Like nobody wants to support us. Nobody wants to take meetings with us.
Don't take me there. Don't take me back.
Right? It's but it's gotten easier, So I think this is a lesson for all new entrepreneurs as well. I think don't be discouraged if so many people are saying no to you. The longer you keep it up, yeah. The easier.
I actually got rejected 100 over times when I
counted.
Yeah, because
I ran out of fingers and toes.
No, because I have the list. I have the list of all the name list. When we first brought up Ribbon, our rent a friend platform. It was during the MCO, right? So we do not even have a presentation pitch. So I just draw some ideas on the blank paper and the A4 paper, and I just go around and ask friends for trying to believe this, because everyone is staying at home, no one's coming out. Basically, this is a dead idea. So I just keep talking, and then I tried to started to strategize. Why is he rejecting me? Yeah, and then I started to ask questions. Maybe it's the pitch is bad, maybe the drawings is bad. So I started to involve to have a better one to along the way, and then that's how I learned.
Okay. Good for the sharing for the new potential founders. Penny, given that you're from the finance and accounting background, what are your advice for founders preparing for such potential market shifts? And maybe you could even go on to elaborate further as to, given today's market, where a lot of people are also talking about potentially a bubble, do you think we are heading towards a similar scenario?
It could happen if you're not doing enough due diligence, if you're not prepared. But for Ascension Innovation being in tech company, we have to be creative, we have to be innovative, see what's the market trend, but also do market research, study enough, and then try to create products that are different from others. Otherwise, it's no different, and anybody can just see you as a normal CMS player. But what we do is we offer end-to-end solutions from patients before they make appointment until the end journey, where post-care, post-hospital care, things like that. The little things that makes a patient experience different. That's what we try to sell when we pitch. How different are you from others? And then it will show why are you different from others. Then at least to me also, other than investors or pitching who can choose who they want to invest in, I'm also very picky who I want to be part of my journey. That's why when I came into pitching in initial days, I've already decided how many percent I'm willing to offer ordinary shares or redeemable preference shares, so that I can control the equity from the end. Yeah.
She's the player.
Yeah. Understood.
Not losing sight of your vision is important, because that's where, like you said, you want to go to Mount Kinabalu, but in order to prepare, you have to make sure that you work out and all.
Yep. I think the general takeaway, from all the speakers today is that I think in order to be a sort of successful entrepreneur or things like that, the journey is going to be difficult. There are bound to be setbacks along the way, rejections along the way. You have to, find your ways of motivation to get you through the day, to stand back up. And that ultimately derives from the fact that you have a clear long-term vision that you want to achieve and make a change. And in order to get to the moon or to get to be, whatever that you want to be, you have to build a team that is able to complement you, able to understand your visions and dreams, and they are the one putting in the piece and the building block to steer your ship towards the moon.
That's right.
I have one final movie actually.
Sure.
You guys watched Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind?
No.
Oh my gosh. That's that eternal. Okay. It's this guy who has his heart broken by love, so he wants to erase his memory. And so there's this service, right? There's this business that goes around erasing people's memory. Right? And it's such a heartbreaking movie, but there's also a lesson here for me in that, I think as entrepreneurs, we have to be forgetful.
Forgetful.
Yes, we can't remember all the disappointments and all the, we can't focus on that. We have to forget the disappointments.
Keep moving on.
We have to forget the no's. To just go forward and to forget all the, bad things, and just to try to be grateful and to remember and to hang on to the beautiful memories we have, so that we can build a business.
Yep. Thanks, Edmund. I think that's a great final tip and key piece of takeaway for all the listeners and viewers out there. So with that, I think we have come to the end of our session today. Thank you all speakers for coming to pitchIN Pod.
Thank you,
I think the discussion was truly impactful and invaluable for the listeners. So I'm confident that the audience will want to learn more about your business and also generally more about the fundraising and investment journey after this conversation. So to all our listeners, thank you for tuning in to our podcast today, to pitchIN Pod. Keep an eye out for our upcoming podcasts and see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.